The start of this race. We mentioned Barry Woods is in the pole position. Gene Thibodeau is right next to him, Jack, and that should be a formidable matchup this afternoon. Those two sitting side by side. There's Kiko Vidoli. He's getting ready to go.
Gene Thibodeau, of course, won Sacramento, and he's right behind Barry, as you said. But I tell you, Ben Robertson can win this race from the third or fourth position.
And here they go. Woods coming out of there nicely, but Thibodeau got the jump on him, and it's Gene Thibodeau who gets to the front early.
I can't tell you how important it is, Kevin, to get a good start, and that's what they're all racing for right now, is to get out there in front, to get down to that the other end of the race course, and get into that first turn.
Gene Thibodeau is boat number 5 out of Lake Hamilton, Florida. He won the race in Sacramento that you saw here on USA, and he's the early leader here in Minneapolis.
And look who's third. Ben Robertson's third right now, and Kiko Vidoli in fourth position, and he's pushing him for a good race for third.
Well, you like Robertson's chances today, don't you?
I like Robertson's chances, but I'll tell you, I like Gene Thibodeau's chances even better.
Nice to be in front.
It's always nice to be out front. Of course, you've got Barry Woods down in front. The thing about Barry Woods is that we talked earlier in the show about the frustrating season he's had, and now he's got a chance to vindicate some of that.
Andy Bullen in boat number 16 out of Erna Bay, England, has moved up into 5th place now, a 5-year veteran. And the surprising part of it all is that Bob Spaulding, the tour leader in Grand Prix points, is nowhere to be found among the leaders, at least right now.
You know, Kevin, looking at the leader right there, Gene Thibodeau, he really didn't have the fastest boat. If he did, he'd be on the pole position. Barry Woods, in qualifying, had the fastest engine. But it's not a given that if you have the fastest boat, you're not necessarily going to win the race.
Thibodeau was not far behind in the qualifying. He came in second. Interesting story, Bertel Wick, whom we talked about at the top of the telecast, having that problem with that accident yesterday in qualifying. They patched his boat back together, and when he went out for his hot lap this afternoon, he had a few engine problems. Thus, he did not start with the rest of the drivers, but had to wait till they cleared the infield area, and then he jumped into the race.
There you're looking at Barry Woods in second place at the moment. Now, Barry is driving an Italian-made boat by Renato Molinari. You have to literally fly that boat a little higher than what Gene Thibodeau is having to do in first place. Barry's going to have to be kind of careful right now, because as the water gets a little heavier, he's going to have to watch his attitude to make sure that he doesn't get himself in a position where he could blow the boat over.
We talked about Thibodeau winning in Sacramento, and Barry Woods having his problems when the actual races have started this year. He's been excellent in the qualifying run. He's been on the pole numerous times in the 5 races. But yet, he has not won yet this year, his last win coming in Sacramento a year ago.
The other thing I want to point out to you is the boat that you see right there, Gene Thibodeau, boat number 5, the leader, that boat is a year old. Now, generally, you don't run a boat that's a year old on a race course like this. You buy boats every year. It may be even 2 years old, I'm not sure. But that boat was not built this year.
Well, the impressive thing about Thibodeau was the jump he got out of the starting grid. He took off ahead of Woods and had a big space between the two boats when he went into the first turn, and he's been able to maintain that so far. Woods has been chasing from the start, and Robertson has maintained the 3rd spot, Vidoli the 4th spot, and Bullen the 5th spot. So nothing has changed since the start of the race, although Francois Salabert is pushing Bullen for the 5th spot.
Well, we have followed 3 of these champion Spark Plug F1 World Series events here in the United States now, Kevin. And you can see now how important it is at the start of an event like this to be out in front, because once you get out in front, if things stay together, you've got a very good chance of winning an event like this. It's translated into $1,000 at year end. So Bob Spaulding may be leading right now with 16 points. That's $16,000, and we're only halfway. So we've got more to earn. Historically, our company has been involved with motorsports since 1917, so we're not in one year and out the next. We'll be around with Formula One for many years to come. You know, there you're looking at Ben Robertson, as we said, in 3rd place at the moment. He's also a teammate to Gene Thibodeau, and there's a lot of racing strategy that goes on in this kind of event. You have a team that has 3 boats, and they're running 1-3. They're going to stay in that position, and you might find a little team racing going on here today.
And Ben Robertson comes in here with a very hot boat because he won in Montreal. It's nice to come in as a defending champion in the last race out. Gives you a little confidence when you come in, I would suspect.
Now, the other thing that I find very interesting is after a whole night of long hours of work and hard, diligent work to get Bertlewick's boat back together, he's out on the race course, Kevin.
And that's encouraging, and everybody pulling for him, I know, because it was kind of a freak accident that happened yesterday when his boat just simply lost its engine, then he lost control, crashed into the safety boat. Nobody was hurt seriously, so that was the blessing of the whole accident. And there he is, as we talked about him getting into the race. Dedication. He just wouldn't say quit in this one, and he's back out there.
Well, I think right now, as you can see, Bertle is not running the way he should. He's waving to his crew that he's got a problem. I believe at the moment he may find that his trim motor on his engine is not where it should be, and trim is a very critical part. Look how he is able just to pull away from everybody. These engines are 3.9 liters, Kevin, and that translates to approximately 525 horsepower. That's a lot of horses behind you.
We mentioned earlier that it was Paulie that had gone to the pit. Andy Bowen is in there, boat number 16, and they pulled his boat out of the water. Andy Bowen is out of the race, and let's go to the pit with our man Jim Biondi to see what happens.
You are going to try to go back in, Andy?
I think so.
Not going to make it, huh?
Transmission's gone.
The transmission?
Yeah.
What a bad break. I'm sorry.
Okay, so what happened?
I know. Andy Bullen out of the race for good here in Minneapolis.
So Andy Bowen has left the race.
Thibodeau is working himself through traffic right now. He's lapping some of the slower boats. That is an opportunity.
It's in fourth. Kevin Slayton along with Jack Gregory, and we're coming back to Minneapolis in the Champion Spark Plug Formula.
Case 4 different countries in the first 5 races. The transportation overseas into this country and back must be a nightmare.
That's what you said. It is a nightmare. We had the first race in Munich, Germany, and in Europe we don't have a problem. I do have a big semi with whole 3 boats, with a mobile workshop, all spare parts, and we just travel from country to country and can do the repairs in the meantime. The second one was Stockholm, and after Stockholm we have to rush back to Holland, and there was only 2 weeks in between the races. It means you have to fly out the boat. You cannot ship them sea freight, which we prefer to do because it's a lot cheaper. Fly them out 3 boat air freight is about $30,000, and then you get over here. It's really very difficult for us to work because we don't have a location, no workshop, no nothing. You have to bring everything, and that makes it very, very hard.
19 laps now, history in this race, and you're looking at your leader, Gene Thibodeau in boat number 5. Thibodeau, the 30-year-old out of Lake Hamilton, Florida. He's been racing boats for 16 years, so...
Well, look at this. We've got a drag race. Chico Vidoli, Ben Robertson, Gene Thibodeau. It is a drag race down that straightaway.
Ben Robertson currently in the lead with Vidoli in second, and Thibodeau now third and falling back. But Vidoli is pushing Robertson as they come into the turn. And Vidoli on the inside is taking the lead. Chico Vidoli leading for the first time today over Ben Robertson.
But look at the power that Ben Robertson has to pull away. He's right there side by side. I think Ben's got a little more power. Chico's got the inside position. The position is more important right now than power.
In the meantime, how do you explain Thibodeau falling so far behind the third?
It's hard to say. You know, Gene may have been running out there with everything he had to start with. If he did, it may have been a mistake. I think Chico Vidoli and Ben Robertson have been kind of pacing themselves. They may have a little more punch.
And right now, the leader is Vidoli with Robertson second and Thibodeau falling further behind in third, and in Dangerous Salamare overtaking him for third place.
This is some very exciting racing. Either one of all 3 of these drivers, Vidoli, Robertson, Thibodeau, can nip each other at any point in time. I don't think you're going to see Robertson and Thibodeau dropping that far behind.
Vidoli and Robertson running in heavy traffic. There is the leader, Vidoli, in boat number 19 as he goes into that turn. You can see the traffic behind him, and then Robertson on the inside trying to fight his way through so he can get a shot at overtaking Vidoli. But it's difficult for him, Jack, with all of the boats in front of him, boats that he has lapped.
Well, Vidoli now seems to be putting some distance between himself and Benny Robertson in second position. Ben still in traffic. Vidoli aside.
And that was the problem going down the back stretch for Robertson. He wasn't that far behind Vidoli when they came out of the turn, but there were two boats in front of him that they both already lapped. 27 laps in the book. Vidoli the leader, Robertson in a distant second, and Thibodeau is third. He's got to fight off Salamere for that spot. More champion spark plug Formula One powerboat excitement from the Minneapolis Aquatennial Hero.
Whatever mechanical problems that Barry had, they seem to fix them. He's going to get out there and try to get some points before this race ends.
Unfortunate for him, starting in that pole position again and giving it a good run until he had to pull out.
If ever I saw anybody that had their boat dialed in just right now, it's Chico Vidoli.
And he's in such a smooth position, nobody around him. Ben Robertson fighting valiantly on the back stretch, trying to catch up with him. It seems that he's got the only legitimate shot at catching him. Thibodeau in third place in boat number 5 is a good distance behind both of those racers. Barry Woods is now back into the race in boat number 35.
Of course, Barry's a teammate, Chico Vidoli right now, our current leader, one of the Nordica teams. You know, and Barry wants somebody to win on that team, no matter who it is. He may get his wish today here in Minneapolis.
It looks as though he will, barring any mechanical problems or a red flag out on the course. Just 6 laps separating Chico Vidoli from the victory here this afternoon. There's Ben Robertson, good shape for the first 20 laps, now falling even behind Rick Cross.
You never have a lock. We've talked about it 100 times. You never have a lock. You've only got 4 laps to go, and everybody says, well, there's your winner, Chico Vidoli. Don't count on it.
Well, Ben Robertson has made up ground, and it's going to be a 2-boat race the rest of the way. Frost in third place, but he's well behind the leaders. And Robertson is in striking position right now, Jack.
4 laps can be an eternity.
Yeah, when you're the leader and you've got somebody breathing down your neck, it can seem like an awful long time. You can see in the corner of the picture there just how close Robertson was when he went into that turn.
See how Chico's able to lift the boat up, get the air underneath that tunnel. He's got plenty of acceleration. But Benny Robertson is nipping at his heels. He is nipping at his heels. He's gained 2-3 seconds back from what he had. We've got a horse race, Kevin.
Robertson really making that turn a tight one and sailing down the back stretch now, trying to catch Vidoli.
I think Robertson has got something left, and I think he's going to get him.
He's going for him on this turn. You can see him sneaking into the picture.
I don't think Vidoli knows he's there. I don't believe Chico thinks Benny's that close to him.
Well, he's closed the gap so quickly, it would be difficult for Vidoli to know that he was there.
If he doesn't know he's there, he's going to find out real quick.
Robertson trying to take him on the outside with just 2 laps remaining. Robertson moving on the outside as they come into the turn. This could be the place where he overtakes him. They're very tight right now. Robertson may have the lead. Vidoli comes out ahead in the turn. But look how close Robertson is.
If Robertson maintains the inside line, he's going to get him. Watch him.
As they go into the far turn, it's Vidoli in the lead, entering on the final lap with Robertson breathing down his neck. Both have won on stops this year. As they come out of the turn, Vidoli opened up some room there.
Yeah, but I think Ben Robertson's going to get that room back. Don't sell Benny short. He is capable. He's got the power to catch Vidoli. I can't remember when I've seen a race with a exciting finish.
And Vidoli the winner as they came down that back stretch. Vidoli held him off. And Robertson, it was that last turn where Vidoli won the race.
Well, Ben sure gave it a shot. I'll tell you something. That was a horse race. I haven't seen a champion spark plug F1 World Series event it's been this exciting since perhaps Chattanooga. Robertson had something to prove.
About as much as a human being can push another one. And Vidoli